It was mysterious, it was magical, sensory. It was like a place I've never been before. It was just mind-blowing. There's no turning back once you go to Haiti. It's just like you fall in love with the people. And I knew this place was going to have a grip on my heart for the rest of my life. I'm Mark Stewart, one of the founders of the Hands and Feet Project. I was also in a band called Audio Adrenaline. I was the lead singer, and if you can't tell, I've kind of lost my voice.
Will McGinnis. I'm on the board of Hands and Feet, one of the founders. I'm part of the decision-making process for how we care for these beautiful children that we have down in Haiti.
My name is Bob Herdman. I'm the director of the Hands and Feet Project. I'm also one of the original founders.
We were convicted as a band that, maybe just being in a Christian rock band wasn't enough, And
we had this one song called Hands and Feet, and we started getting stories that would get back to us about people that have moved to the mission field, people that have dedicated their lives to becoming the hands and feet of Christ. And we were just moved to do something ourselves besides just sing about it, but actually take a swing, take a shot, go buy some property, and build an orphanage. My mom and dad lived in Haiti on and off throughout my whole adult life.
And we're like, hey, would you want to come out of retirement and go to Haiti and help us start an orphanage?
My name is Jo Stewart, and Drex and I are the trip coordinators for Hands and Feet Project, among other things.
And so right now, after constructing the site at Jackmel, we're sort of the troubleshooters and, as Joe said, the trip coordinator.
We started Hands and Feet in 2004. I believe 2004 is when we first came over here. Mark and I came over and looked at this property we're on right now. I get the opportunity to come to Haiti quite a bit, usually like once a month. Right now we're in the middle of a transition period where we're expanding. We've opened another site in Grand Guave. This is our original site right here in Jackmel. We also have a house in Port-au-Prince that we just opened.
It's not only the name, Hand and Feet name in Haiti. They're here as physically here.
I often stop the children that I meet on these trails and ask them when the last time they ate. The typical answer is 2 to 3 days between meals.
My name is Dr. Ken Pierce. I'm the field director for the Hands and Feet Project in Haiti. My role at the Hands and Feet Project is to provide oversight for the day-to-day operations at this facility. Also, because I have a background in medicine as an emergency physician, I take care of day-to-day medical needs of the children and people in the community.
Right now we're headed to town to pick up supplies, food, different things like that. Anything that needs to be done, you just kind of have to jump in there and do it.
They love this, they learn things, their faces light up. I don't know, I feel like a parent sometimes when I'm there. I guess that's what parents feel like.
You just start to see these gifts that God's really given them start to bloom and blossom in the right environment.
We've been blessed to partner with so many different people, and it's been an incredible ride. We're just trying not to get in the way at this point of what God's going to do with it.
It's a privilege to work for an organization that wants to give these children back their dreams. Kids who, if they ever had a dream, they forgot it. Our kids are starting to dream again.
Anything that my kids can be in the States, we believe these kids could become too. Everything we do here, which it's not perfect, but we try to think, would this be acceptable for my own child?
And they definitely are just like any other kid in America. They're just like I was when I was a kid. They dream about being a athletic star or a champion, mouthing the words Bon Dieu, Bon Dieu family, like saying, God, make me a champion. And you start to realize that these kids want to succeed. They want not just to succeed, but they want to do incredible things.
God certainly has amazing plans for these children. He wants to write an amazing story with their life.
Everything from a rock star to wanting to be a tap-tap driver.
We have great kite makers, great artists.
I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a teacher.
Musicians,
Solar panel technicians.
pastors.
They can be what they want to be. And that's what we are all about.
We should never underestimate the power of one person to change the world. It's the only thing that ever does. We don't know which one of our children is going to be that person. And it's not about giving our children stuff. It's about giving them a chance.
I hope we can make those dreams come true.
Remember on that video, the little boy at the end, that had his hands were all pus covered. I mean,
yeah,
he was
and
just-
scabies.
This is Kendi.
Let's see his hands now.
Kendi.
Oh yeah. Looking good, looking healthy.
He was in such bad shape.
And his name
he's-
is-
He's one of the happiest little kids right now. He's just always going to smile.
So when they first met these guys, his body was kind of covered in scabies. Many of them were malnourished. They would stand outside all day long, and just to get away from the sun, they would stand along a wall. They were all sleeping in one room, probably 200, on cardboard and sheets, and it was
Straw mats that were
just covered in urine.
They put the mats out in the sun to dry, and then they put them back in on the cement floor for them to sleep on at night. It was horrible, horrible.
And we're going to get these guys, and I mean, now they've been hit with the earthquake and they're back in tents, but they're still loved on and taken care of. And so this is their home for now because of the quake. You dormi là? Combien tu fais dormir là? Hopefully in the next year we're going to have them a spot up on the hill, and these guys are going to be loved on, and we can't wait for that. We're so excited. Oui, a big house. They're singing one of my songs. One of the cool things about being up here is that in Jacmel, where our first Hands and Feet village was, the land was more expensive. We're on a small piece of property. And we've also been hit with a hurricane. We got cut in half. There's not a lot of places to grow up here on the mountain. For less money, property-wise, we can get into a lot more space. And if you're a visionary entrepreneur, this is where the future of Haiti starts to turn around. Hope begins right here on this mountain. And we are pumped and excited to see what God's going to do. Right here, we're not only going to house orphans, we're going to teach them how to be disciple makers. We're going to teach them how to be businessmen and women. We're going to educate them down the hill to school. Up here will be a trade school, agricultural center, and a place for them to be able to walk out of this place equipped and empowered through Christ to be successful and to be leaders for tomorrow. I'm so pumped and excited to be partnering with Lex, and he's basically found the spot for us, and we're doing this together with Mission of Hope, and we're so encouraged and faithful and hopeful to see how these kids are going to grow up and how they're going to affect this community.